1 year after the devastating Palisades and Eaton wildfires ravaged Southern California, the impacted communities remain united and hopeful for the future.
Recovery, as we know, doesn't happen all at once.
Like the Phoenix, we cannot be kept down. We are flying high.
Why some survivors are urging state leaders be held accountable for the disasters, and what LA's new fire chief is saying about mistakes made by the department.
City leaders in Fresno are now expressing optimism after reaching a milestone in public safety efforts. A breakdown of the police department's end-of-year crime numbers, plus how they plan to keep that momentum coming into this new year.
The commander-in-chief laying out his plans for the future of U.S.-Venezuela relations, why he's now urging U.S. oil companies to invest in the South American country's dilapidated petroleum industry.
And we are seeing the development of fog out there this morning. Fairly clear in the Fresno area right now, but there are some parts of the valley that are seeing some very dense fog at the moment here. We'll track that fog here for you this morning. Also, things are about to get very cold in our overnight lows. Details coming up in your Great Day forecast.
You're watching Fox 26, and now, Great Day.
We begin this 5 o'clock hour of Great Day with a live look at the High Sierra in Yosemite National Park. We see the snow there piled up by the camera, but the view of the valley is just as more, if not more, beautiful. A lot of that looking so picturesque. I keep saying it'd make a really nice puzzle, but then Savannah, who is helping us out behind the scenes here, mentioned, yeah, that would be a really hard puzzle because there's just white everywhere with snow. So she does have a point. Good morning to you. Let's just get right to it. I'm Liz Gonzalez.
Hey, it would keep things occupied just like we're trying to do right here on your camera right here. I'm Carl Cook.
And I'm Justin Willis. Thank you.
There we go. There we go. We're just rolling along with it.
He's over there.
Toot, toot. Let's go.
All right, let's get going here. Middle of the week, we made it, and halfway through. All right, so yeah, we got some fog out there this morning, and let's just get to it here. Current conditions outside right now. Yeah, it's a little cold out there to start you off this morning, but it will pick up this afternoon here. We're talking about some fog out there for you, so here we go. At 43 degrees right now, and the winds are calm. Dew points at 41, and then the rest of the day, check it out. At 10 a.m. it's going to be 49, at noon 54, and at 5, 55 degrees out there. The wind speeds will be about 5 miles an hour. But yeah, we got fog going on this morning here. And in fact, there is a dense fog advisory in place. It's part of your next weather maker. I'll explain coming up.
Today marks a year since the deadly Palisades and Eaton fires tore through parts of Southern California. Communities across Los Angeles County are remaining focused on the long road to recovery. Those two fires killed more than 24 people and left thousands of structures either damaged or destroyed. Extremely dry conditions and strong winds fueled those flames as both infernos spread to scorch more than 37,000 acres of land. And as the cleanup continues, local officials say construction plans are advancing to rebuild homes, businesses, and schools.
But rebuilding is about more than just buildings. It's also about supporting a community that went through something unimaginable. That meant creating moments of joy and normalcy when people needed them most.
A number of events are being held today to honor the victims, including candlelight vigils as well as a flag ceremony. Other events are also being held to help provide financial support for rebuilding efforts. In Pacific Palisades, some families are holding a demonstration called They Let Us Burn. Organizers say they want state lawmakers to be held accountable for not only what led to the deadly fires, but what has happened since. Yesterday, Los Angeles' new fire chief, Jamie Moore, who was appointed in November, briefed the LAFD Board of Fire Commissioners ahead of this somber anniversary. He went over what went wrong, the lessons learned, and the changes that have been made since.
The outcome has made it incredibly clear that our mop-up and verification process needed to be stronger. We have to own that, and I do.
During the action, Moore also acknowledged the after-action report on the Palisades fire was tweaked multiple times to avoid scrutiny aimed at LAFD. He noted the handling of the Lockman fire, a small brush fire which ignited January 1st of last year in the Pacific Palisades, was insufficient. The Palisades fire report revealed embers from the Lockman fire continued to smolder underground before being fanned by Santa Ana winds, which led to the explosion of the Palisades fire. In October, the Department of Justice announced the arrest of a man accused of starting the Palisades fire. Jonathan Renderneck was living in California at the time it sparked, but was arrested in Florida. U.S. Attorney Bill Asaley says digital evidence shows a ChatGPT prompt created by the accused arsonist a few months before showed a burning forest and a crowd running from it. As for the Eaton fire, an official cause remains unclear, but many theories point to Southern California Edison's equipment in the Eaton Canyon sparking the fire. According to Cal Matters, the utility company has received more than 1,800 applications for a compensation program to settle lawsuits over the Eaton fire. Flags at all state buildings are at half staff today after Governor Newsom issued a proclamation declaring January 7th as a day of remembrance. The proclamation says that today California remembers and honors those 31 people grieving with their families and friends. We carry their memory forward alongside the memory of all Californians lost to wildfires over the years, including those who perished in the Tubbs, Camp, and North Complex fires. Their memory continues to shape our collective resolve today.
All right, it's 5:05 now, and here's a live look at Highway 198 in Visalia at Highway 99 there looking south. Yeah, some dense fog there going on, and rightfully people driving very slow out there. It's going to be foggy out there in a lot of the valley this morning. No real developments in some places, but I'll show you with the fog tracker here where it is foggiest. And right now, yeah, down in that area, Visalia, Hanford, yeah, very foggy right now, quarter-mile visibility there. Fresno, on the outside of this little pocket here to the west, 10 miles visibility, but then you get out towards Mendota and Kerman, those areas could be a little on the foggy side there. Madera, quarter-mile visibility, Merced at a half-mile. We'll continue to keep an eye on this throughout the morning, but in the meantime, if there is fog where you are, please drive safe. Slow down, low beams, you know the drill. It's that foggy time of year. We do have a bunch of alerts in effect. One is because of the fog here. That dense fog advisory in effect until 11 o'clock this morning. National Weather Service saying visibilities could get to about a quarter mile in this entire area, and it goes from Merced all the way well into Kern County there. Some other things happening out there for you, anybody heading out of town. We have an extreme cold watch here. That's the blue shaded area, and it stretches from Monterey, San Benito counties all the way north up into Marin County there, and into Sonoma County as well. This is for Friday morning there. They're looking at temperatures ranging anywhere from the mid-20s into the mid-30s there. So it'll be very cold here as we get throughout the week, which means we'll have some cold temperatures here in the valley as well. We'll see some mid-30s here as the week goes on, but this one is for Friday. We also up in the Bay Area have a high surf advisory continuing there. This one in effect until tomorrow afternoon. Still dealing with 22-foot waves up there. You got a king tide situation happening up there, so expect some flooding in some areas there. Also heading out of town, maybe down to Southern California, the Grapevine is going to be dealing with a high wind warning. That's going to be in effect tonight through tomorrow night there at 8 o'clock there. You're looking at up to 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts heading that way, so please be safe heading that way. Also have another wind advisory where you got 45-mile-an-hour winds possible everywhere else over in Santa Barbara, parts of Ventura and LA counties, and over in San Bernardino County as well. All right, so here's what's happening here. That cold weather alert that you're going to see later this week here, things are going to get very cold for all of us because we got this cold front that's going to move in, and that's going to help get our temperatures well into the 30s for our overnight lows. It's getting pushed by some low pressure there. But it's also pushing in some snow up into the higher elevations of the Sierra Nevada mountains there. A little bit of moisture down to the south there, not really going to impact too much. And then high pressure starting to back off for us. We got up to 65 yesterday, by the way. High pressure backing off though, and temperatures getting back to normal as over the next couple of days. All right, tracking some snow in for you here. Here's the situation about the middle of the day today, well up into the northern Sierra there. But then we get to later this afternoon, things start to develop a little bit. We might see a sprinkle or two here and there, maybe along the west side there. But then we get to the overnight hours, and that's when the snow really starts to pick up there. Maybe a little bit of rain in the lower elevations there, but heavy snow looks like up around Tahoe area there. And then we get to 4 a.m. where things pick up here towards the central and southern Sierra there, which means good snow coming for China Peak there. Fresh stuff just in time for you this weekend. By the way, China Peak back to their normal operating winter hours of Thursday through Monday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And that snow will likely start to continue through the morning there, and then it'll back off into the southern Sierra there by tomorrow morning there. And then we should be clear of any precip after that, not expecting too much across the valley between now and the end of the month after that. All right, high today, 57, just a little above normal there, and then right at normal tomorrow and Friday at 54. Plenty of sunshine tomorrow. There are wind speeds. They're going to vary here. We're light winds today. Tomorrow going to get up to 20-mile-an-hour winds, though. And then backing off Friday. Overnight lows. Look at this, 44 tonight. But then we're at 34 tomorrow, 33. Yeah, close to freezing there tomorrow night with that cold coming in. All right, next we're going to get a look at the rest of your highs and lows across the San Joaquin Valley for your Wednesday.
The Fresno Police Department is touting last year's historic drop in murder rates. Fresno Police Chief Mindy Casto highlighted the significant decrease. She says that the city recorded 22 murders last year. That is a 70% reduction from the 74 murders that were recorded in both 2020 and 2021, and it marks a 27% decrease from 2024.
So to say that we, as a city, are experiencing the lowest number of murders for 51 years is significant. And 22 murders in a city of 560,000 people is remarkable. However, that's 22 people too many.
While overall violent crime trended down, Chief Casto says DUI arrests moved in the opposite direction, ending the year roughly 7% higher in 2025 than in 2024. This year, Fresno police do plan to roll out the drone first responders, which can reach emergency situations before officers can. The department says 2 of its 3 new drone first responders will be deployed to the areas with the highest retail theft, Northeast and Northwest Fresno, so they can respond faster to neighborhoods seeing the most crimes. Meantime, a local business is now at the forefront of a controversy. According to Fresno City Council member Miguel Arias, the store, Irene's Clothing and Discount, is a front for an illegal gambling operation. Arias took to social media to single out the business on Blackstone Avenue, citing complaints from neighbors about suspicious activity.
Several inspections of the business and identified and confiscated illegal marijuana that was being sold, as well as other drug paraphernalia that was being sold at the business. We did several follow-up inspections and continue to find the same thing, drug paraphernalia and illegal marijuana being sold.
We spoke with the co-owner, Rogelio Rivera, who asked not to be recorded about the city's findings. He denied any involvement with gambling or drugs. Rivera said the city never did any inspections and he plans to keep the store open. Councilman Arias says that the property owners will now be facing some hefty fines, and if those don't get paid, the business will be seized. President Trump now renewing his push to try and establish a national voter ID law. Hear why the White House wants proof of citizenship in exchange for people to register for federal elections. A local security officer now revealing the tense moments of efforts to save a man from a fiery crash, what he believes may have led to that crash. And a live look now at Lake Cahuilla. It is 5:12 and 43 degrees. You can find new headlines and the weather forecast on your screen all morning long, even through the commercial break.
Hi, I'm Monty Torres of Fox 26 News on YouTube. Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel, where we have loads of great content for you to choose from. And while you're here, why not click on the subscribe button right here? That way you can stay in touch with all the latest breaking news, everything news related within the Central Valley. And thank you for watching.